Right, it's a very important episode, this, Maze. I think you're going to learn a lot.
Yeah.
But first, let me just put on my Christmas hat.
What the hell?
Oh, that's better. Right, Maisie, we're making short crust pastry. This is a very important skill. I think you're going to learn a lot and we're going to have a lot of fun and we're going to turn you from a mince pie hater into a mince pie lover. Are you confident?
No.
Alright, so I'm going to teach you how to make short crust pastry. It's such an important skill in the kitchen because you can literally take this anywhere. You can make your own pies, whether they be sweet or savoury. This will be a skill. Look at you. You got your, ooh, I'm going to be able to make pies face on. I've seen it before.
Love a pie and all, you know.
Alright, so weights and measurements are a bit more important with this. So I'm going to talk you through how I generally do it. So you got a set of scales, yeah?
Yeah.
I always sort of start with the butter. When I'm making short crust pastry, I freeze my butter. So this butter is ice cold, and I will explain the reason for that later. Most blocks of butter are 250 grams. That's important to know because when you make pastry, you want a half fat to flour ratio. So whatever your butter is, double it, and that's how much flour you need. So in this case, 250 grams of butter, that means we need 500 grams of flour, plain flour.
That seems like a lot.
500 grams of plain flour. It's about half a bag usually. And then whatever your weight in flour is, you want a fifth of that weight in sugar. So we've got 500 grams of flour, that means I want 100 grams of sugar. So total weight should be 600 grams.
I've got 250.
Always add a pinch of salt, a big pinch in this case because we're making quite a lot of pastry. And the final, it's not really a dry ingredient, but I'm going to call it a dry ingredient. If you've got it, the zest of a clementine, or in my case, a lemon.
I think a little bit too much there, love. Sugar. Pinch of salt. Lovely. Here we go. Yes! It's coming off! Oh my god, babe!
Let's get that all mixed up.
And in the including the butter.
No, I have not mentioned anything about using butter yet.
Oh, less.
The next thing we want to do is add in our butter. Now I've got a little trick for you here. As I mentioned, my butter is frozen and there's a reason for this. We want to get this mixed into the flour into like a breadcrumb consistency with as little lumps of butter in it as possible. We don't want to create a flaky pie crust. We want to create a crumbly pie crust, okay? So what that means is little bits of butter throughout the whole pastry. We don't want chunks of butter. And the easiest way to do that is to freeze your butter, get out your grater and grate it in like cheese.
Lush. Oh wow, it is. This is sick.
It's good, isn't it?
When did you ever think you'd be grating butter?
When you're making short crust pastry.
It looks like white chocolate shavings.
It does, doesn't it? Do you know what I've just realised?
What?
I'm not wearing my apron.
How dare you?
There we go.
Lush, right.
You've said lush so many times today.
Do you know why? It's because they've been wheels.
So now what we want to do is get our hands in there and we want to kind of rub the butter and the flour together until it kind of resembles breadcrumbs or sand, like wet sand, that kind of thing.
This is so satisfying.
And then once you've sort of like got all your flour and butter everywhere, just start like pinching it together with your fingers. You want to work kind of quickly because we don't want anything to melt. We want to keep all the butter cold. Also, another little tip is if you shake the bowl, all the bigger clumps will rise to the top and the smaller bits will go to the bottom. So if you see a big clump, then you can just pinch it in. Step 3 is to add our wet ingredients. So you can either just add water, really cold water would be absolutely fine, but to help it bind better, we need to add some more protein in there. So eggs are brilliant. So I'm going to start by cracking 1 egg, beating it up, and then dribbling it in slowly until it combines. If it still hasn't combined, then we'll add more liquid in the form of milk, cold milk. So egg.
Beat it, beat it, beat it, beat it. No one wants to beat it, beat it. Oh no.
Yeah.
Show me how funky. Show me just how it's like you made it.
So we'll go in.
Cool, that's beat.
Right, go in with the whole egg, it'll be fine.
Whole egg in.
Rather than sort of stirring it, just sort of crumble it in, just sort of pick up from the bottom and just drag around kind of thing. Right, we need some milk in there.
Yeah, we definitely do, because that's not doing.
Now this is an important bit because you need to go easy. Like when I say a dribble of milk, I literally mean a dribble of milk. You can always add, but you can't take away. And a little bit will go further than what you think.
Love baking. I could be on Bake Off.
Made short crust, didn't I? Right, and what I'd encourage you to do now is just get your hands in there, take up a clump and just push it together. And you'll notice that it's starting to form, like into solid lumps.
Oh, yeah, probably.
But when you press it with your thumb, it still breaks up.
Yes, that's exactly what
So
I'm at.
we still need a little bit more liquid in there, but we're getting much closer. So mine's getting to a stage now where I can sort of hug it together, and when I push it with my thumb, it's sort of holding itself a little bit.
Yep.
The best pastry in the world will have as little moisture in it as possible. So you don't want it to be a wet dough, you want it to be as dry as possible. So I'm gonna tumble this out onto my work surface now. And you just sort of wanna hug it together.
I like that, hug it.
Hug it, like just form it into a mass. So a bit of kneading's okay, just to get it all together, but as little as possible. You want to be able to pick this mass up on its own. So look, I don't know if you can see this.
Yeah.
That's what you want. And once it's sort of all formed into a ball, just sort of spin it around, turn it upside down, push it down, and that is your short crust pastry. We're going to wrap that in cling film and set it in the fridge for a minimum of half an hour. You can do overnight, and that will help hydrate it a little bit more so it will stick together better when we come to roll it out later. So there we go. That is your... You've literally made a bowl. That's just like not what normally happens. Like normally when you see people make pastry, they make it into these discs. But you've just got a bowl. All right, that needs to rest up in the fridge for a minimum of half an hour.
Minimum.
Oh, hi there. It's been over 30 minutes and our pastry has rested. It's also gone dark. Shall we continue?
Yes.
Get it out of the fridge.
Get it out of the fridge. Whoa.
Some hefty mass of pastry. You're going to want some flour for dusting because we're going to roll this out. So you want to flour on the top, flour the other side. You can get your shake on if you want. You know how like Paul Hollywood does it.
No.
No, come on, mate. You got to like flicker da vista.
Here's African
Look, like this. Look, so you get some in your flour. You get some hand in your flour.
Yeah.
Get some flour in your hand and you just sort of like shake it like that.
Oh, Hollywood, who are you?
And then make sure you flour your rolling pin. Oh, can I have a look at your rolling pin, by the way? Oh, it's well nice. Where'd you get that?
The hardware store.
You want to just sort of bash it like 3 times, rotate it at 90 degrees, and then bash it again. So just keep rotating and bashing.
Rotate it, bash it.
Roll it out one way, and then, so away from you from halfway, and then towards you, and then you spin it round 90 degrees and do the same. Away, towards you, 90 degrees. Away, towards you, 90 degrees. Have you got like a spatula that's sort of like that, flat and plastic? Flour it, and then you can use that to get in underneath it, and you can use that to sort of spin it around. You want to make sure there's loads of flour underneath.
Oh yeah.
When you've got it to sort of probably about as thick as like a pound coin, maybe a little bit less, that's how thin you want to roll it out to. You don't want to go too thin, because otherwise, well, I mean, my favourite bit of a mince pie is the pastry, so I want more of it. So when you get to this stage where you've got like a big centre circle that's all like together and nice,
yeah,
and then you've got these frayed edges, use the frayed edges as the lids to the pies. So we're going to trim that all off so you end up with like a solid circle or square in the middle, and then we're just going to reform the pastry using the outside bits, okay?
Nice.
Go round your centre mass and cut out as many circles as you can.
Yay, the best part. Oh, I've got an issue. I've got a problem. It's
Oh
stuck.
dear, well, you're going to have to work that one out yourself.
You.
Oh my god, Maisie.
Yeah.
Did you hear about that reindeer with the red nose who helped that lady across the street?
Oh no, what was that?
Oh, so I asked him and I was like, why would you do that? And he said, oh, it would be rude of me not to.
Okay, well I've got one for you.
Go on then.
What is the Grinch's least favourite band?
I don't know.
The Who! Why don't you ever see Father Christmas in a hospital?
I don't know.
Because he's got private healthcare.
Get your cake tin. It's important to know you don't actually need to grease these, line these like with butter or oil, because there's already so much butter in the pastry itself, it will just come out quite easily. So you can just go ahead and just start filling in the holes.
Filling my holes. Filling the hole. Oh look, it's so perfect! Oh my god, it's stunning. Oh my god, I actually think I might cry. These already look like mince pies.
Right, how nice do they look?
Yeah, really nice. Do you want to see? Look.
Oh mate, yours are better than mine.
Oh my god, yes! Beat the chef. Do it. Oh, yours are well ugly.
What do you mean?
They're well ugly.
Oh, you're So now we're going to fill these up with mincemeat. Now this is an important bit. Did you get the mincemeat that I sent you via courier?
By pigeon? Yeah. So this is the cherry one.
Yeah, so I made that a couple of days ago, so it should be nice and flavoursome by now. It's all sterilised and stuff, so it's all good. It smells nice.
Yeah, it does actually.
Why don't you do like a few with that and then a few normal mince pies as well?
Okay.
Yeah?
Yeah.
You don't look convinced.
I hate mincemeat.
Yeah, but you need to compare. Right, so this we can just set aside for the moment and we're going to roll out our lids. So once you've got your filled pastry with your mincemeat in it and you want to top it with a lid, all you need to do is just brush around the edge with either milk or egg or even water and then just plonk the lid on top and just make an effort to just kind of ensure that it's stuck there.
There we go.
Alright, these go into an oven, 170 degrees for about half an hour.
Lush.
Welcome back to part 3 of We Wish You Were Hungry. Oh my goodness gracious me. Core blimey, sunshine. You ever seen a mincey pea that looks like that before?
What the? Oh. I was going to say, how the fuck do you get that Christmas head? You actually have me then.
Hot, hot, hot.
Wow. Mine look like actually.
Do they?
Well, I mean, the tops aren't that screwed on properly.
Well, your top's not screwed on properly, so... They look great, Maze. What are you on about?
They really don't.
They look nice and crumbly. They look fantastic.
Oh, wow, yours are overflowing.
Welcome back to part 4 of Let's Eat These Mince Pies.
Yes, please.
And this is the time when we find out whether Maisie becomes a Mince Pie lover or Mince Pie hater.
So I've got my 2 piles here. I've got my non-made by Jago mincemeat or my made by Jago mincemeat. I'm going to go for the normal one first.
Bottoms up.
That's disgusting.
What?
Oi, the pastry though, however.
Yeah, pastry's good, isn't it?
Right, now your one. Ready?
A lot rides on this.
I could do that.
Whoa! Yeah!
That's
I was so
delicious.
nervous. I was like, oh, she ain't gonna like it. Serious?
That's good.
Just. Mince Pie lover?
Mince Pie lover. That's really nice.
Wow, I did not expect that at all. And using that Well Hungry formula that I came up with, the mince pie pie, you can really make it your own. So I went with cherries because I knew that you quite like cherries. But if you don't like cherries, put apple in there, put pear in there. You could even put a banana in there if you wanted to. Use the formula, use the mince pie pie, make your own mince pies. Join Maisie in being a mince pie lover. All right, Mazzle Dazzle. Well, we've got another week of Christmassy coming up next week. So be sure to stick around for that. I think the vegetarians and the vegans out there are going to like it next week. So
Look forward to seeing you then.
Buzzy!
Bye, everyone.
Oh, lush.
Lush again. Barrel. Oh, so I've basically ploughed through a bottle of wine already.
You've already done a bottle.
No, I've got that much left. Oh, that made my ear go.
Ow! My ring is stuck.
Whoopsie!
You can just cut that out.
Let's get. Hello, Mister.
Here we go, here we go, here we go. Here we go, here we go, here we go.
Cocktail sausage. Bob's your uncle, Fanny's your aunt. Bob's your uncle, Fanny's your aunt. Bob's your uncle, Fanny's your aunt. Bob is your uncle. And this is what you don't see behind the scenes. You're not making the final cut. You're going in the bin. Alex wouldn't even make this a blooper. You're the ugly duckling. These are the nice ones. Woo! That's it.
Thank you so much for watching, it really does mean the world to us. As ever, the full list of ingredients for this recipe will be in the box below. Don't forget to check out our Instagram for more exclusive content. Also, if you like the video, please drop us a like and consider subscribing. We post new videos every Wednesday and Sunday. Come join the Well Hungry family. Thanks again, see you later.
See ya!